back to the Team Gap League. We are bringing you a best of 3 in the Gold Series tonight between Team Lilac and Team Redemption. I am Chris, the one Newman, joined tonight by DuckMark. How you doing, DuckMark?
What's up?
And
Back again.
DuckMark, where was that link that you had just sent my way? Where was that at?
I DM'd it to you.
Oh, in the Discord?
Yeah, I DM'd it to you on Discord.
Let me scoop that real quick here. Because we are already
just getting
draft,
set up
guys.
here. Sorry.
Yeah. We're getting there. Okay. Get that.
I apologize. I'm just getting myself situated. I kind of got here a little bit late.
Yeah,
but it's cool. Draft has already started, but I don't want to talk about it yet. But have you seen these two teams play before?
I have for sure seen Lilac on the Rift before. I am not as familiar with Team Redemption. Team Red.
I've played against both. Actually, we're all in the same division. I've played against both. But Lilac has a new team. They've switched around their roster a bit. I know For You, I believe, is jungle now. He was ADC. Before For You is normally a jungler, so he switched back to jungle after their roster change. So it's going to be interesting to see how that roster alteration is going to affect their gameplay, their game plan, the style they play, and all that.
Definitely. We are doing this a little funny here today because I don't really know what's going on, but I should have the draft up on the stream now so everybody can look at it. So that should be...
Yeah, bear with us. I don't know what I'm doing. He's doing everything, and I'm kind of here to help.
Yeah. So if you want to tune into the actual stream on Twitch, DuckMark, and just help us make sure that everything is looking all right over there, that would probably be pretty helpful.
Yep. It looks fine. Yeah. It looks.
Okay.
It's on your Windows. So from everyone else's point of view, it should look okay.
Great. Love to hear that. What do you think about this draft here? We got Nocturne first pick. Stridebreaker nerfs are live, so Nocturne's still probably pretty strong, but maybe not quite as strong. Yeah. What?
Wait, no, they're not. Oh wait, are you talking about Stridebreaker after the dash nerf?
Yeah, the slow is down from 90% to 40%.
Yep. Yes. Well, actually, Nocturne benefited from that. That's why he's so good right now. He actually benefited from the quote-unquote nerf because he doesn't really need a dash. I mean, he has a built-in semi-global dash from halfway across the map. So the extra slow that Stridebreaker now gives, which I believe is getting nerfed next patch, but the extra slow that it gives right now actually helps him because once he dashes, he Stridebreakers, and they can't get away from him. So for him specifically, it's a buff. For everyone else, it's a nerf.
Absolutely right there, man. Patch night is tonight, so that reduced slow on the Stridebreaker, not live just yet, so no surprise at all that Nocturne is the first pick of the draft here. Ezreal and Xin, of course, also extremely popular in the meta these days.
Ezreal's still going Sunder strong. I think he can go either Duskblade or Sunder, and both are pretty good right now. So I wonder which one he's going to go. I think it kind of depends on the team he's against. So I assume he would want to go Sunder here for the survivability. But other than that, I mean, solid champion, really good all around. Probably one of the better ADCs currently.
Yeah, for sure. Paired up with the Nautilus, it looks like. That's a little bit interesting. Not necessarily a super common lane, but definitely a couple of strong champions. So don't mind seeing them locked in here for Team Red. The Malzahar is pretty interesting. Looks like it's going to be going up against Nico in the mid lane, most likely. Do you know much about that mid lane matchup there, DuckMark?
Well, I play Malzahar a lot. I don't play Nico much, but I do play Malzahar, and he's been he's strong right now, but he lacks burst damage. Obviously, that's pretty obvious, but I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to go any kind of like burn or sustain damage into Lilac's team right now because Lilac isn't very tanky. They have Nocturne, which yeah, sure gets a little bit beefy when he goes Stride Breaker, and Thresh is pretty tanky. But other than that, they wanna kill. The Lilac's team is pretty squishy, so I don't know how Malzahar's percent health damage is gonna be of use into a team like Lilac's. But who knows? I mean, you can still press R with him and someone dies, so you never know.
Absolutely. They got some decent frontline over there as well with the Urgot, Nautilus, even Xin Zhao can be some decent frontline, able to build up space with the ultimate there. So, Malzahar at least should be able to stay pretty safe, theoretically. Should give him ample time to get out some damage there.
We see Morgana jungle, so that's for you going Morgana jungle, and he's very well known for doing that. Even after the Morgana jungle nerfs, I believe she's actually still better than the initial buffs. So Morgana jungle still going strong, not bad at all. Still definitely in the meta. It's just how good are you at landing snares? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got quite a bit of CC over there when you combine the Morgana with the Nico and the Thresh. You got the Nocturne Fear in there as well, so definitely a lot of crowd control. Could be tough to lock down some of those targets on Team Red, just because, Malzahar has the Spell Shield, Ezreal has the Dash, Xin Zhao has the R. So, they have some defensive tools there, but definitely some wombo potential, I think, from Team Lilac's composition.
Right. It just I feel like Lilac has a pretty good dive comp kind of going. They have Morgana paired with Nocturne. Morgana just black shields and Nocturne ults into the back line and does what he needs to do. Nico goes invisible, ults the entire team if she can. And then Jinx and Thresh are kind of, staying on the back, fighting whoever's in the front. But I feel like it's going to be pretty hard diving Red's team. I mean, they have a Malzahar, they have a Nautilus, they have a Xin Zhao, they have an Urgot. A lot of peel, a lot of CC, a lot of peel, a lot of get off me tools. Yeah. So I'm actually not sure which team has the advantage, just through draft. I feel like Red has the advantage, but I don't know. I feel like there's something Lilac is doing that I'm not realizing 100% yet that they could just bring out and just demolish. But I'm not quite sure exactly what that is. I'm still trying to pinpoint.
What do you think? It's like some kind of secret build, or some kind of game plan, perhaps?
Yeah, I think it's more like a game plan. I'm not exactly. They obviously know what they're doing. We don't know. We're not in their call. We don't know what's going on in their heads. But they obviously know who their targets are, what their game plan is. So I'm still trying to piece that together. But I guess we'll see that when the game plays out. Because if that were me, that's a tough team to play against for Lilac. I mean, for Red's team comp is pretty solid. So
yeah,
I don't know. So it's tough to say. They're pretty opposite team comps.
Yeah, definitely agree. Who'd you give the scaling advantage to if we go late?
Red. Definitely Red.
All right.
100% Red. Nocturne definitely falls off late game. Jinx scales. Jinx scales. Nico kind of scales. But I don't think those two are enough to outscale an Ezreal, a Malzahar, and an Urgot. Xin Zhao kind of falls off, but Nautilus is always solid all around. I think there's more scaling on Red than there is on Lilac.
Yeah, the win rate actually on Havakula's, I don't know, do you have better info on the pronunciation for that? Havakula? Javakula?
It's either Javakula or Havakula. It depends. I don't know.
Well, whatever his name is, his win rate on Jinx is not the best. 38%, 16 games. So, he's going to be looking to turn that one around here. Picking the Jinx must be for composition reasons, right? If it's if it's not his best look.
I don't know. You never know. Win rates in solo queue can kind of be, or flex can kind of be pretty skewed. So I don't know. Maybe he's a god at Jinx, and he's been unlucky. It happens.
Yeah, true.
Well, how many games?
16 games. It's not that many games.
16. So yeah, 16. You know, it's a very small pool to go by. So never know. He could go either way. He could pop off. He could feed. I mean, I don't think his win rate right now is the best. He does have a Thresh, and Mr. Shmee's Thresh is pretty good. Yeah. So that alone could propel Jinx into Fed territory. And I haven't seen any. This is Redemption. So yeah, no, I have played against them, but I think I see some new faces. I want to say their bot lane is new. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not good at remembering names. Chat can maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like their bot lane is new. I know their mid laner, jungle, and top are the same, but I think their bot lane is new.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was just thinking, actually, the last time that I watched... Wait, were you talking about Lilac's bot lane or Red's bot lane?
Red's bot lane. Redemptions.
Oh, okay. Because I remember Mr. Shmee for sure, and I remember For You as well.
Yes.
But for some reason, I don't recall Javakula, like what he was on, or if it was the same player.
Yeah, like I said, Lilac did have a team alteration. So did Red, actually. I'm pretty sure it was Red's bot lane that got switched. But in Lilac, I think they switched around the roles and maybe replaced one or two people.
Interesting.
I think their mid is the same. For You just switched to jungle from ADC. Repented or Racer has been top. I'm pretty sure, and Mr. Shmee has been support the entire time. So I think Javakula is the only one that's changed from their last roster.
That checks out.
For You,
my memory in general sucks pretty bad, but you know, everything you just said definitely jives with what I've got in here. So
I think I'm correct.
Some exciting stuff, some roster swaps on both sides. Could be a little bit of a battle tonight, to see which team is doing better with their new roster, with their new roles that have been assigned to everyone. So. We could have a little bit of a shaky start from people, not really too sure, but we're excited to see what's going to come out here. Maybe a new star will be born tonight. You never know, huh, DuckMark?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm excited to see the new faces. I always love to see new people join Gap. I don't know how new these guys are, if they're just randoms that we pulled off of server, or if these are old friends of these teams. But either way, I love to see new people. New skill, new faces, new talent. See new competitors to see to compete for who's the best this season.
All right.
And we're starting right now. Let me know if you're really quick. You're gonna be doing quick question. You're gonna be doing play-by-play casting. Am I correct?
I usually am the play-by-play guy. Yes, that is correct.
So just double checking. So I don't want to go into a team fight and then no one's talking.
Right.
But
that's me.
But yeah, here we go. Do we see any invades?
A little bit concerning.
Maybe.
Here.
No.
Is the game on the stream, DuckMark, on Twitch?
Let me check.
Because,
it is black right now.
Yeah.
It is black right now.
How do I fix that? Let's see. Game capture.
Bear with us while we fix.
Okay.
We're learning.
We've got the game now. I lost the overlay, but we have the game, which I think is the more important bit. So let's just roll with that for now. You down? I think we should just roll with the game here.
Overlay is gone, but
we'll worry about that later. For future reference, everybody. Team Lilac on the blue side this game. Team Redemption or Team Red on the red side. So pretty easy to remember. I assume everybody's going to be just fine. So
we'll do our best to fix it. Game 2,
yes,
but we
of
don't want
course.
to. We don't want to screw up what we have right now.
You don't want me to screw up what we have right now. Correction.
Ryleon says to hold Control Shift Z to zoom out a little bit.
Control Shift Z.
And press I to get the timers up.
Is that also Control Shift?
No, I think it's just I.
I.
You can also, if you want to go just clicking buttons, you can go on the top. The bottom left on the I, and put on what you need to do.
Well, I already have the scoreboard and the timers up here.
Yeah, you're good. No worries.
So should be all right. Oh, let's make sure we're on the same game time. Make sure I have 2:20.
Let me.
21.
I'm going to 2:20.
24, 25. Mr. Shmee getting engaged on, ignited by the Nautilus, barely surviving. Nice. Okay. Oh, flashing in. Air and Omnivamp going for the 1v1 here. Oh, but he can't get it. Repented with the first blood, capitalizing on the over-aggressive flash of his opponent.
That was really nice.
By Repented? Yeah,
that was,
he auto-attacked real good.
That was a really good display of like ability, weaving an auto attack. Like weaving in those auto attacks are so important early game for those early game fights, because that damage does make a difference.
Absolutely, and it was close. It was just one auto attack away from swinging the other direction there. So nicely played by Repented. Junglers both on the top side right now. Gonna find each other here. Topside River going in with the audacious charge as Bangarang. For you, likely will have to see the Scuttlecrab, but he's got his mid laner roaming over here. So I guess he won't have to. Nice from Darn. I am still no. I'm just gonna call him Darn. Good roam from Darn.
I think that's Georgia. I'm pretty sure that's Georgia.
Oh, we just call it Georgia.
I think that's Georgia.
Right.
Please, someone chat. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's Georgia.
Georgia with a nice little roam over there into the topside river to secure her jungler, the topside crab. She's in a little trouble now. Audacious charge now in the mid lane. Nice root, but Malzahar spell shield a bit. Not able to lock down the Nico long enough. Fear onto the Urgot.
Oh my god! Why did he do so much damage?
Yeah, he's underneath his tower, and Repented is a bit low as well. But definitely, we're on the edge of our seats up here in top lane. We could have another kill at any time here. We have already seen both of these players like to play the early lane very aggressively.
Did you see the Nocturne was just wailing on him? He was a level behind, wailing on him under a tower, and he did not care, and he was still doing more damage. That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the thing about Urgot, right? Is you have to shoot them with multiple knees to win the fight, and he was only able to get the Nocturne with like the 1 or 2 knees. Another fear, nice. Barely able to keep the tether there.
Yeah, Nocturne's so strong right now. I think in this next patch he's gonna be nerfed. His healing against minions on his passive is gonna be nerfed. So his sustain is so insane right now because he can just heal off his passive.
Is he more broken than Nocturne, though?
Urgot? No, sorry, I was talking about Nocturne can heal off his passive.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Urgot. My bad.
Nocturne can heal off his passive on minions. Like
Right. So we got Dragon number 1 on the map now. 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Nobody making a move towards this objective just yet.
Can you press I really quick?
Press
like
I.
On the keyboard?
Okay, I pressed I.
Nothing happened.
Well, we got the little pop-up in the bottom left where I can like check and uncheck what we want to see on the stream or in the spectator client. But I'm not sure why we have
Yeah, someone told me to tell you to press I.
Okay, I has been pressed. Rest assured, everyone.
Oh, unclick time controls on the.
Unclick.
If you can see
objective timers, you mean? Oh, time controls.
No, sorry, tie controls. Yes.
Okay, sure, no problem.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Good.
So CS, pretty even across the board here. Fwooty Fwoot down there in the bottom lane, up about a wave and a half, 2 waves maybe, almost 2 waves. They've got some decent priority down there in the bottom lane, does Team Red so far in this one.
Yeah, Israel just got a Sheen, so he just hit a small early game power spike, so I don't think Jinx and Thresh want to engage right now, because I feel like they know they're probably gonna lose that fight.
Well, Jinx always a marksman, of course, that prefers to bide her time, scale up a little bit, doesn't really want to fight if she can avoid it until she gets those couple of items, gets those levels, then maxes out the Q for the extra damage and attack speed there. So she's probably feeling okay down there, is the Jinx.
It's actually dead even mid lane.
Yeah, it's a close one so far. We did have that one first blood coming through up the top lane, but even that was an extremely close fight. So the teams thus far, we're only 7 minutes in, but so far we seem to be very evenly matched here.
Yeah, I mean, 1 kill. Blue side Lilac does have a small gold advantage, but it's honestly with Aaron actually probably going to be ahead of Farm.
Ooh, Nocturne going for the tower dive. He's in there. The Urgot ultimate has come out as well. One more tower shot. Nocturne will just barely be able to get away. The slow from the Urgot was not enough to keep him in range for that third tower shot that would have been his doom. Another solo kill for Repented in the top lane. And he denied.
So close.
It was.
That was so close. That was really good attempt. Really good play.
Oh, look at this. Fox is up here now. He's going for the counter kill. Nocturne with the spell shield, but Malzahar saves the ultimate, but he gets feared out of it, and Repented is 3-0 in the top lane.
I hate that. Why does that happen? Why can that happen? Why can the fear still go off after he gets suppressed? It should never happen.
Because he'd already got the tether down.
That's no. No.
What do you mean? Like yes.
No,
3-0 Nocturne, deal with it.
Oh my god. I'm upset watching that.
Yeah, well, Fox is probably pretty upset about that one, too. I don't think that went how he wanted it to go, necessarily. But Repented is a happy nightmare up there.
I hate him. I hate him.
Still no dragon takes. We're closing in on 10 minutes game time here. Looks like the Rift Heralds may actually be started up by 4U. He's got plenty of strength up here in the top lane. Another fear from Repented getting so much damage on. Dodges away from Urgot's dash as well. And Urgot just put himself in range to eat 3 more auto attacks.
He dashed in because he thought Nocturne would stay so he could flip him under tower, but
Repented with
Nocturne was smart
prediction.
enough to, yeah.
And that Rift Herald was indeed secured by 4U, while his opposing top laner was getting bullied. So that's the first neutral objective of the game, going over to Team Lilac, see what 4U decides to do with this one. Both junglers have seen each other already up here in the top lane. 4U it doesn't really care too much, just going to go ahead and drop Shelly right here. Dark Binding onto the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao dashing in now. Crescent Guard separating the two players. Getting really low, though. 4U flashing in. Needs another auto attack. Can't get it. The Triumph heal keeps Bangarang alive, and that's a double kill for the Xin Zhao.
Really good. Missed by the Urgot. Urgot missed his ult, but still came out on top. So I feel like that's really good for them. Really worth it. The best scenario that could have possibly happened.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have to kind of question a little bit 4U's decision to drop Herald, even though he knew that Xin Zhao was right in that area. I guess he wanted to drop at top lane because that's his winning lane, but I question the timing a little bit there, maybe.
I think they were confident that they could win that 2v2, like, no matter what. So I think he dropped it saying, alright, like, if they fight us, we just kill them. But I think they played it wrong.
Well, it did not work out, and we do see Team Red now moving towards the Dragon. After countering that play on the top side, they will be able to secure the first Dragon of the game for themselves. So now they're bot lane priority, maybe starting to pay off a little bit.
Yeah, good trade-off, good comeback from Redemption, capitalizing off the 2 kills, top side taking the drag, first one of the game. The next one will be Infernal, so we'll either see a Mountain or an Ocean Soul this game.
Indeed. Both pretty strong
now,
souls.
Xin Zhao now having a shutdown, 2 kills, much closer to his Gore Drinker.
Yeah, gonna be the Gore Drinker Xin Zhao this game.
Gore Drinker.
Yeah. It's interesting. I actually quite like Divine Sunderer on Xin Zhao, as I'm going to have to stop myself. Fox finding Morgana in the jungle here. We also have a little bit of a 1v1 in the top lane. Nothing too surprising there, as there's always a 1v1 in the top lane. But
always.
Top laners both doing okay for now, and Morgana was able to get out unscathed as well. Okay, and now we got a 2v1. Urgot in a little bit of trouble here. He got the ultimate down onto the Nocturne, but not able to get the execute in time. Omnivamp drops for the 3rd time this game, and Team Lilac should be able to claim first tower here as well. Or not.
Does Morgana's Black Shield block Urgot's execution?
Well, I guess it is a displacement technically, so yeah, I think it might.
I think that might have been when he didn't die.
Yeah,
I haven't
think
seen that interaction too much.
That was an interesting one. It definitely seemed like Nocturne was very low, probably was at the HP
he was
threshold.
In range. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably it. It was the Black Shield that saved him. I think you're right there. We got Xin Zhao going for a little bit of a cheeky invade this time on the Krugs. Has gotten spotted out, though. His support is in the area for the counter engage. Now Thresh and a whole... that was the Jinx, actually. That is the first to fall here. Mr. Shmee trying to look for some kind of re-engage. We got For You in here with the double pop Blossom. So much crowd control. Xin Zhao is going to be dropping here. Shut down by the Morgana. Nautilus will certainly drop as well. See if Foodie Food can get out here. Has the Arcane Shift. Trying to get away. Where's the Death Sentence? We're looking for it. Doesn't have it. Ezreal will escape underneath his tower. But a couple of kills picked up there by Lilac. 2 for 1 overall. They do come out on top in that fight.
Yeah, it was a decent fight. I feel like Redemption was in a little bit too deep. They're not quite in the position to make these bold invades that can cost them more of a deficit.
I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of a greedy look by Bangarang to be on the Krugs there. He at least had his support that was hovering in case he did get spotted out, but then Georgia was the difference maker in that one. They did not expect the Nico roam down, and they just got absolutely locked up by that Nico ultimate, and ended up losing out there. Meanwhile, the first turret of the game did drop up there on the top side, and Nocturne just able to pick that one up before turret plates fell off. So a little bit of extra gold there for the Nocturne. He's going to be feeling pretty good. Got like a 30 CS lead up on Urgot as well.
Well, he's chilling. Doing well for himself.
Yeah, see where Repentant decides to go now. He does have the Paranoia available, so we'll have to see if he wants to try and make a play somewhere here on the map. Where do you think this Nocturne is headed?
He's definitely going bot or mid. It looked like he's pathing mid.
Going mid now, yeah. Malzahar has the spell shield ready to go. Lots of Team Lilac players in the area there.
I think he's gonna play it safe.
Yeah, pretty good instincts from Fox there to dip out of lane, dip out of vision, and keep himself safe. We got
Next dragon coming up. Yeah, coming up in about a minute. So is Nocturne going to be down here for that, or he does have TP?
He does.
Both top laners are going to have TP for drag. So I would assume we're about to see a double TP in a drag fight.
Well, if Team Lilac plays it right, they should be able to get... Ooh, Mr. Shmee barely felt that hook fly over his shoulder there. But if Team Lilac plays it right, then they should be able to get the man advantage because of Nocturne's unique ability to prevent his lane opponent from actually following with their own TP if he casts his ultimate first. So that would be really cool if we saw a play like that coming out of Lilac. That is something I'm going to be looking for. But we'll see here. Dragon is spawning. Xin Zhao seems to have priority over the pit for now. Death Sentence onto the Ezreal here. Fruity Food gets locked up by the Dark Binding as well. That's just a dead Ezreal. You may have E, but you can't use it if you're perma-crowd controlled. And now Team Red at a man disadvantage here. Nocturne with the Paranoia in the play. Dives onto Xin Zhao. Uses the Crescent Guard to try and buy himself a little bit more time, but it's not enough. For You gets in there. picks up a couple more kills for Team Lilac. Their crowd control is really paying itself back in spades here, DuckMark.
Yeah, they were just dead. That was just dead. Nothing. You were not escaping that. I think Malzahar is probably dead too.
Yeah, Malzahar is dead. You're right. Dark Binding. Dark Binding too strong.
I hate that thing Threshers do where they just walk up to you and you're trying to run in zigzags
to dodge the hook,
but they never throw it. They just walk up to you.
Mark of a good Thresh. Mr. Shmee playing well this game. 0-0-6. Perfect sports scoreline so far.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Herald number 2, is the target right now. Xin Zhao is in the area. Do you think Bangarang is gonna try and contest this at all? Looks like he's just doing Krugs.
I don't think so. It's not worth it. He's probably just gonna die. And then Nocturne's up there with he can just walk down.
Yeah, second Rift Herald generally isn't usually worth fighting for anyways, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's perfectly fine to give that one over to Team Lilac. They've got a significant advantage for themselves here, 4,000 gold, and some very strong members over there. The Nocturne and the Morgana has picked up several kills for herself at this point as well.
Right. Malzahar actually going tier. I know some people might think that's normal. I never felt that was normal for Malzahar, so I think that might be why his Leandri's is being delayed, along with the fact that he bought a Blasting 1. I think he accidentally bought it because he thought he was going Ludens, but like just natural habit. So he delayed his first mythic item power spike by quite a bit. So his damage is really lacking right now.
Yeah, I mean Malzahar's got a little bit of built-in mana regen, right, with his E. So yeah, that is a little bit of a curious item choice.
Point. No, not really a point for tier. I never needed it. It's just delays my power spike.
So Team Lilac has vision of those Team Red players, but it's only a 2v2. Oh, never mind. Repentant is in there with the Paranoia, forcing the flash. Traded back. Malzahar underneath the turret. Repentant has got to get out of there. He does have enough time, though, with full HP Nocturne. So even with the full channel of the Nether Grasp there, Repentant refuses to go down.
He's just gonna build tank now. He's going Randuin, maybe?
Death Sentence onto the Nautilus. Death Charge onto the Jinx. We're going for a little bit of tower dive here. Xin Zhao's in the area as well. Has the Crescent Guard. Knocks Jinx away. Now Xin Zhao getting extremely low, taking all that turret aggro, and he will get cleaned up by the Nico. Lots of low health bars here. Another tower shot. Omnivamp and Fruity Food got to run for their lives here. Double kill for Georgia on the Nico. Ezreal's still alive. Low health bars for Team Lilac. Don't think that they can chase the Particle Explorer much farther, but For You is here now, and he's got full HP. Drops the spooky dirt, and can't quite connect the Dark Binding. Fruity Food barely able to get out of that one. Hung around so long, too.
That was really close, and they're going to drop their Herald, take that first outer turret bot lane, then possibly even the second one.
Yeah, should be able to get another, well, the Herald actually hasn't even charged once right now, technically speaking, as they were able to finish off that turret without Shelly's help. So it should be able to get a charge into the tier 2 here. Xin Zhao and Nautilus have respawned, but that's a tier 2 in the bot lane already gone down, and Team Lilac got to get away with it scot-free. So
they're kind of pushing their lead.
They really are, DuckMark. They're up to about a 6,000 gold lead at this point. And Team Red seems to be getting pushed back across the map here. So what do you think should be their best chance of turning this game around, as they are at a significant deficit at this point?
I'm not sure. Someone has to really be out of position, like so far out of position, for them to get a shutdown and kills and start gaining themselves some gold, because we just saw Malzahar just suppressed the Nocturne under tower, full duration, and threw a Malefic visions on him, and he still didn't die. So like, if he's not dying from that, what's gonna kill him?
Well, if there was anybody there with Malzahar, he would have died.
Well, definitely, but like that alone should have killed him, and it didn't. So it's already prevalent that they don't have the damage that they need to finish someone off, or to even have the luxury of catching someone who may be out of position, because someone who's out of position for Lilac, they have a lot more leeway because you know, they're a lot tankier, they're a lot stronger.
Okay, death sentence here onto the Nautilus. Flame Chomper's down. Dark Binding connects as well. That's going to be too much crowd control for the Naughty Boy to handle. One down for Team Lilac with Dragon alive too. They should probably just be backing off here, moving towards the objective. Indeed, that will be the target, and without their support, don't think Team Red is going to have anything to say about this.
Nocturne serving as their, you know, pretty much dedicated tank. Thresh serving as their support. Tanky Peel. Nico and Morgana doing a lot of damage. Jinx backing it up. It's pretty overwhelming.
Bangarang has been consistently going for counter jungling here, even as his team falls further and further behind. We'll see if he gets caught out here. He was just spotted on a control ward. Nocturne collapsing from the top lane. Xin Zhao with a Crescent Guard, trying to buy some time for himself, but he is completely surrounded here, is Bangarang, and he will be going down. Kill picked up by Georgia, and no jungler alive on the enemy team. You know what that means, DuckMark? It's Baron time. Big Purple Worm down to about 2/3 HP.
Minutes.
Hook landing onto the Nautilus once again. Dark Binding as well. Oh, it's just too much crowd control. Nautilus is dead again. One bit of CC lands, and that's all it took for the rest of the crowd control to follow up. That's 2 kills. That's Baron. That's a 7,000 gold lead.
23 minutes. Remember? Do you remember when you remember the time, you know, a long time ago when you couldn't just take Baron at 20 minutes? Because you would just, your entire team would just get shredded just by the Baron alone. Remember when Baron was actually formidable? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long time ago now.
Cake now. It's to take it 2 people at 20 minutes if you wanted to.
Well, it depends on the 2 people. You know, some 2 people would take a while.
Obviously, but like Baron a lot easier to take nowadays than before, and so much stronger. True. I mean, Malzahar is having trouble, you know, clearing these waves.
Yeah, looks like we got a little bit of a mid stack so far. Repentant on the Nocturne is splitting top lane. Does not have teleport available. Does have his ultimate, but we got a little bit of a 4-1 for the time being here coming out from Team Lilac. Just utilizing that cannon minion to chip away at the mid lane tier 1. Nocturne pushing pretty deep up there up on the top side. I think Bangarang may be moving up there to try and cut him off, but they should be sacking mid lane tier 1 for this. Mid lane tier 1 does go down, and we got a Dark Binding connecting. Nautilus going to be dropping once again here. Meanwhile, the 2v1 in the top side, Nocturne trying to get himself out, will not be able to do so. The 2v1 is successfully able to pick up the Team Lilac split push, and a nice True Shot barrage over the top gets Jinx down extremely low. So Team Lilac will be forced back here after claiming only 1 turret with that Baron buff.
They lost. They traded technically Worth for redemption, but I mean, is it like? I guess, you know, 1 step forward, you know, 1 step closer to closing the gap, but still so far gone. They need to take that mid tower. They really need to start farming some side lanes, get themselves some gold, because they're obviously not going to get gold from kills. They know. They should already know they're not going to get gold from kills. They have to get it somewhere else.
Right. Well, how do you think that Xin Zhao is still counter jungling? He's, you know, he just came out of the enemy topside jungle, stole away their blue buff, I do believe. So, I mean, Bangarang trying to find gold anywhere that he can. Looks like we got top wave crashing though. Bangarang, the only one in the area to pick that up.
With Malzahar, able to really good at clearing waves, and Urgot pretty much on the same page with his passive. I feel like Xin Zhao and Malzahar should be in the side lanes, farming pushing them out, clearing those waves, farming as much as they can, because yeah, they're gonna continue to get shoved in, and if they keep dying, they keep getting caught out. There's, you know, they're not going to have anyone to hold down the fort with.
Well, they're playing defensively. It's working out okay for now. They're holding on to the territory that they do have left, but that territory does not include the bottom side river, where Mountain Dragon number 2 will be spawning in about 35 seconds. So unless Team Red very quickly makes a move towards this part of the map, this objective will be going over to Team Lilac. Do you think that Team Red should be doing anything about this Mountain Soul Point here? DuckMark?
I think they. I'm trying to like put myself in their shoes, like thinking as if like I don't have any of the information that we have because we see both sides, obviously.
Sure.
What both teams are doing. So I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, and I'm thinking like, I would think, guys, we gotta do something. We gotta do something, even if we don't contest that drag, we gotta get that mid tower.
The tricky part is the vision control. You see it right there. Another death sentence landing. Nautilus getting locked up once again. Massive Pop Blossom onto 4. Nether Grasp onto the Jinx on the back line, but it's just not enough as the rest of Team Lilac is running over this fight. Malzahar drops to a Dark Binding there. Bangarang in the middle of everybody trying to get a kill onto the Thresh, but he can't even get that much. It's a 5-0 clean wipe for Team Lilac there. They should be able to get a lot here, DuckMark.
They should have just run it down mid, take the mid tower, do their best to get some damage on the second, because there is no way they were gonna win that fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so hard when you don't have vision control and the enemy team has this much crowd control. Like, right. It's not, you get hit by one hook or one Dark Binding, and that person is just gonna be dead.
Yeah, and it's not even mostly that. It's just stat diff. It's just stats diff. They just have more damage, more health, more armor, more magic. They just have more stats than Red. They're gonna win. There's no math in the world that you can do where Red comes out on top in that fight.
There's always outplay.
There's always outplay, but like to risk everything to put your for that very small chance, it's not worth it. The math just doesn't add up for you guys. Is not in your favor. Might as well just run it down mid, which they could have, and they were in the position.
Yeah, they had mid wave. Yeah, that's true.
They had mid wave pushing in. Should have just gave up the soul point. It wasn't soul, so it wasn't the most important thing in the world.
Yeah. So the gold leads maybe not respected by Team Red there. Just not really fully understanding what they were allowed to take on the map, and it did cost them quite a bit. They're gonna have a hard time leaving their base. They did lose that mid lane inhibitor. Yes, Baron is alive once again, but not for long, as Team Lilac already have that one down to about 2,000, and it's gone. True Shot Barrage, not even close. Let's see what Team Lilac decides to do with Baron buff numero dos.
I would assume they'll, go top. They just ping top. So I assume they might push out this mid wave and then send a couple top, or are they just gonna run it down?
I think a top lane play would be pretty good. It looks like we're going for a little bit of a 5-stack mid here instead. Maybe the read from Team Lilac is exactly. Maybe we're just strong enough to push for the Nexus right now. Death Sentence could find the mark that time, as Rio does Arcane Shift away. Footy Foot able to find his middle finger in time to press the E button there. So nicely done by him. And looks like Team Lilac does not actually have the juice to go for the Nexus right now, and they are going to retreat now towards, it appears, the bottom wave. Going for a little bit of a reset first, though.
Okay,
So a little bit of a waste of time there on the Baron. They pushed mid and didn't really get anything from it, but should be okay.
I think they did their best. I think they were just like, guys, can we just end? And everyone was just like, yeah, sure, but it didn't work out. So I think now just, push out top, push out bot, exactly what they're doing. Get those side waves pushed in, use the Baron as much as you can. Maybe hopefully get that top tower. Or hopefully draw some aggro bot to have Nico be able to get that top tower up there.
Yeah, we're going for a split formation once again here. A little bit of a 1-3-1 situation, or 1-1-3 in this case, as the Nocturne, Jinx, and Thresh are in the bottom lane. Excuse me. Morgana and Nico grouping up now, up in the top side. That top lane tier 2 appears to be the target. We'll be able to claim that one, no problem. Team Red not in position to defend. It looks like they're just trying to stand the line at the inhibitors here. At the remaining inhibitors, that is.
Whatever's left. Whatever's left.
Exactly. And, you know, they don't have the best wave clear, but they do have the Malzahar. So, I mean, that's something.
Yeah, Malzahar, but they have... With Baron buff, Malzahar's wave clear is almost non-existent. With Baron, almost no one's wave clear is, you know, even a thing anymore.
Well, it was enough to dissuade that top lane push, as we got Nautilus flashing over the wall here. Gets the root, but they do not have the numbers advantage in this fight at the beginning, and Nautilus and Zinzao will both be going down. Ezreal in a little bit of trouble here. Urgot has joined the party, gets the flip onto Repented. Ezreal is able to get himself out to safety within his own base, but it's going to cost the life of his top laner. And that's a 5v2 on the map. I'm thinking this should definitely be the end, DuckMark.
No question. That's unless Malzahar.
One. Actually, Ezreal did die. I didn't see how Ezreal died there, but yeah.
Unless Malzahar just does some crazy things, which I know he's not. The champion's not capable of that, but yeah. It's,
Game 1, Team Lilac.
On 1-0 right now. Whoa, that was loud. That was too unloud. That was so loud for no reason.
So, what happened there, DuckMark? It seemed, it felt pretty one-sided to me.
It was. Nocturne got ahead.
He did.
That was problem number 1. Nocturne got ahead early, which he shouldn't have. He got ahead like too early. Like, you know, I think Urgot Aaron was fighting a little bit too much. And although there were some fights that he definitely could have won if he played them better.
Yeah, that first blood. Do you think if that first blood went the other way, does Team Red win this game?
I don't know if they outright win the game, but they would definitely be in a much better position because those early kills do matter. They really do matter.
For sure. For sure they matter. Nocturne did have most damage in the game. His jungler almost caught him. It was very close, 200 apart there. But
imagine having the most damage in the game, and you built 2 bruiser items and a tank item.
True, that's Randuin's Nocturne.
I don't get this meta anymore.
That's wild.
But yeah, Lilac played towards their game plan really well. They Nocturne got ahead early, which was all him. Pretty all him. I mean, I think he killed Urgot, and then he killed Malzahar after that. You know, like back to back. So Nocturne doing really well for himself. That definitely propelled his team forward. And then 4U was able to capitalize off of that. Say, okay, now I can take advantage of my top lane being ahead. Okay, now my top lane is even more ahead. Let me go help mid. Okay, I'll help bot. So it was just Nocturne started it, and then their jungler was able to capitalize off of that, and then they moved, you know, that spread throughout, that trickled down to the other lanes. So
yeah, absolutely. Even more damage. And Nico, Georgia in the mid lane, ending 8-0-8. Pretty solid. 20 assists for Mr. Shmee. But yeah, DuckMark, I wanna take a second here to call our minds back to the beginning of this game. If I recall correctly, you did favor the draft of Team Redemption.
I did.
And you said something along the lines of, you know, something is you're waiting to see what Team Lilac had in mind with their composition. So right. I'm curious now that we've seen the game play out. Obviously, what do you think was that missing piece that you were looking for at the beginning of the game?
Well, it all revolved around the Nocturne, which I did kind of already predict. But since Nocturne was already so ahead early, I think that what they wanted to do, or what they initially planned to do, if this game ended up being like challenging, or if they really needed to, work hard for some of these fights, which it was pretty evident that they didn't. They kind of just fought and they just won every time. I think the Nocturne being ahead already made it easier. But I think what that missing piece would have been was what I think we did see was the picks. We saw so many picks. We have Morgana with the snares. We have Thresh with his hooks, and we even have Nico with her snare and Nocturne with the like. That was a pick comp, and I didn't realize that at first. But it should have been pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure everyone else knew that, but it wasn't clicking with me. But that was a pick comp, and that's what I wasn't realizing. And that's exactly what they did. Almost every fight, they got at least one pick, and yeah, that helped them win. Most of the fights even more convincingly than they already would have.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that's a great point. We saw that so many times. So, like right before big objectives came up, Team Lilac just able to pick off one or two members of Team Red, and then Team Red couldn't even contest. They couldn't even go for the fight anymore. So yeah, that definitely does seem like how it played out. We'll be interested to see game number 2 here if the teams decide to change up their strategy significantly, as it is a best of 3, of course. Are you anticipating significant changes in the draft for game number 2?
Yeah. From both sides, I think. I think Lilac might stick with a couple same picks. I think they're probably gonna want to still get the Nocturne and the Morgana, but Red definitely is going to change up their comp.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Is that usually like a little bit of a break between matches here, or is that lobby being created?
The lobby is already being created. I think 4U is about to invite you, but it is really hot in my room, so I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go turn on the air.
Sure, no problem, man. No problem. It is summertime. It's hot everywhere these days. Gotta love that. Climate change. So great.
Okay, so did this draft start? I don't think they didn't even send me the link.
I have not seen a link either, so I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna assume no draft has been started just yet.
I'll message for you about it. Ooh, my camera just
they're gone.
Screwed it. Camera just screwed itself. Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, we got a draft link. Let's take a look-see here.
There we go.
You're back?
Yep. All right, so draft. Camera good?
I don't see you. Are you here?
I think
your camera appears to be disabled.
I know mine is on. I see it on Discord. I think the stream is not picking up. It's not the biggest deal in the world.
Huh.
It's just off. That's weird.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, but I'm not really sure why it looks like that.
Right,
but we do have draft here, guys.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
We've got some time for DuckMark to ponder that one as we take a look at the champion select for game number 2 here. A couple of bans hitting the table. Nocturne, I think he definitely deserves to be on the ban list for sure. And Seraphine and Nico also banned away by Team Redemption, who, by the way, have taken up the blue side for game number 2 here. So teams swapping sides. Team Red on the blue side, Team Lilac on the red side. I have complete faith in all of our viewers to keep track of those guys. Again, my apologies for not having the overlay properly set up. My bad on that one, but we will do our very best to keep everything as straight as possible. As the bans for Team Lilac this time around, Oriana, Lux, and Graves banned away. Pretty interesting choices there. And Kaisa, going to be first picked this game. What do you think about that first pick, DuckMark?
I don't know. I haven't seen much of, I haven't seen Kaisa, shine like she did like a few patches ago, where she was like at the top of the tier list.
Right.
So I'm not sure. I have absolutely no idea about her, alone. I need to see the rest of their
All right.
comp before I say anything.
So we're expecting Kaisa to be drafted around here for Team Red. Going to be Tristana Leona is the response for Team Lilac. So Tristana, of course, bit of a flex pick, but if they decide to make that the bottom lane, pretty strong duo.
Yeah, I think that's ADC. But we got Alistair Aatrox on red side. Some pretty different picks.
Yeah.
I do believe Aaron is an Aatrox main, if I'm correct. So
let me see if I can track down that info for you. Yeah, he does have the most games played on Aatrox. 62% win rate, 85 games played. So pretty good. Pretty good. And also, Anthony has been playing quite a bit of Leona in solo queue. So that's going to be a champion he's extremely familiar with. It's picked away from Anthony, wasn't it? Because Anthony is going to be on blue side this game. So it's actually Mr. Shmi, I believe, going to be piloting the Leona.
I was told that, really quick, that maybe you could try turning your camera off and on again, because sometimes Discord breaks, and then see if mine comes back on.
Alrighty. Turning on. I don't see you still.
Alright, let's try this. Alright, apologize if I trying to get difficulties out of the way.
Hey, I would feel weird if I was the only person who didn't know how computers work. So I appreciate you, man. I really do.
No, it's sometimes just things break. Things are weird, Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes things go wrong for no reason, and there's just no reason why. You're just like, well, it's just that's how it is, So yeah, not a big deal. Technical difficulties happen, so
the set has been locked in for Team Lilac. That's going to be Repentant most likely, although I guess it could technically be mid lane, but highly likely to be going top now that we see that Galio locked in as well.
Definitely.
And going to be Xin here.
Going to Xin Zhao again. Xin Zhao did work out quite a bit in the early game, so makes sense that he would want to keep that, but they do need a heavy AP. Yep, there it is, Victor. Do we need a heavy AP on that on our redemption side? And then we have Jungle Lilia, and we have 4U's Lilia coming out. Lilia getting a slight rework next patch, so probably the last time we're gonna see a Lilia in her current state as of now, before she gets buffed or nerfed, or however the rework is gonna change her.
I feel like it's gonna be a buff. She has a heal now.
Yeah,
she heals for the duration of her burn, so that sounds nasty. But not the case for the current iteration of Lilia, as you rightly said, DuckMark. So going to be interesting to see how it plays out. She has quite a bit of crowd control, actually, already in her composition. So won't necessarily need to use that sleep to set up the play. Could use it to follow up instead. Could look pretty good for them. And Team Lilac, of course, is up 1-0 so far in the best of 3. If they win this second game here, they will take the match. So they have drafted themselves another composition with a whole lot of crowd control, very potent engage options.
So much CC.
And
an ungodly amount.
Absolutely. And it looks like Team Red have once again drafted a little bit of a scaling composition for themselves here with the Victor. There's a little bit of setup for the Kaisa here with the Xin Zhao and the Alistar. That can look alright. But what do you think about the team compositions now that we see them fully fleshed out? What draws your eye? Who do you think won draft?
So, Redemption has more damage. Lilac has more CC. So it's a matter of if Lilac can do the same thing that they just did last game. Get the picks, engage, everything that they did last game, they want to do this game. So on Redemption's side, it's a little bit trickier. I don't think they have a set identity on what they exactly want to do. So I'm having trouble, seeing exactly what their game plan is. But again, Aaron is on his main. I'm pretty sure Bangarang also mains Zinzao. I'm correct. I'm not quite sure. Someone correct me on that. Is either him or LBX Care Bear that mains him. Fox, I do believe plays Victor a little bit.
Bangarang is a Graves main. He has a decent number of Zinzao games,
my bad.
85 Zinzao games, so pretty solid.
Not bad. But yeah, we're going on comfort picks on both sides actually, because we're both Repented and For You both play their champion a lot. It's the same kind of thing. I mean, they're both gonna want to try to do the same thing as last game.
Yeah, that's
There's not much that's different. It's the champions just changed.
We'll see if the 1v1 in the top lane goes the same way as last game. Mm-hmm. Could be the decider, huh?
They're both on their mains. They're both on their best champions, so it's bruiser against bruiser. And I think
I'm pretty sure Set wins
champion. That. I'm pretty sure Set wins this just pure matchup wise. But who knows? Good Aatroxes are, scary.
True. Very true.
I think the decider here is going to be either the Aatrox or the Victor. Is my prediction. Like on Redemption side. Victor does such an ungodly amount of damage. He's a battle mage, but he plays like a burst mage.
Yeah, definitely a lot of upfront damage there, especially towards the later stages.
Right.
He can really start to hurt quite a bit.
He has a lot of damage early, and he scales, and he has CC. He's just a jack of all trades. And if he builds Leandres, he shreds tanks. So, Fox is definitely going to be doing a lot of damage. He should be doing a lot of damage. He kind of the same job as Malzahar, but I feel like Victor just does it better. So yeah, it's as last game was the Nocturne against the Urgot, and Nocturne won that early game, and that's what kind of propelled Lilac to be in the position that they were. I feel like it's going to be a similar situation this game. Who in the top lane is gonna take the lead, and I feel like that is what's gonna decide the rest of the game. It's a snowball effect.
Absolutely, man. Oh man, it's just we're looking at me. Here, let me just go back to the. We don't want to look at just me. It's not worth it. We only want to look at.
We can try again.
No, it's okay. Let's just look at the champion select. I think that's perfectly fine. But yeah. The top lane definitely is a snowballer. If one of those champions gets ahead, I for sure agree that they could have a profound impact on the game. And yeah, I mean the mid lane matchup is interesting. I'm not sure if Victor's wave clear in the early game is going to be enough to prevent the Galio from roaming. That's kind of the key question there for me.
Definitely not. Galio does have decent wave clear enough to compete with Victor's, even if he doesn't have, as good wave clear. But I've played against so many Galios to know that they don't care what their wave state is, they're just going to leave. They don't care, they will just leave, and somehow it will still work out. I hate it, but that's just what they do. They'll leave, and they won't care about their lane.
Well, we'll have to see if something like that does come through for Georgia. She got off some nice roams in the previous game on the Nico. So would not surprise me too much to see her, making some more moves around the map here in game number 2. I think if either the mid laners or the junglers can, stick a hand into the top lane and influence that matchup, that could be pretty significant. I think we haven't really talked too much about the bot lane situation, but go ahead.
No, sorry. I was gonna say this is a pretty equally aggressive bot lane. Probably, I think Tristana Leona is a little bit more aggressive than Kai'Sa Alistar, but these are two very notorious, like, hard engaged bot lanes. So I feel like Kai'Sa and Alistar have the advantage in this. Could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've mained ADC. That was like back in season 2, season 3. I'm
pretty sure it's the other way.
Easily changed.
I think it's Tristana Leona wins that lane. I'm pretty sure they win the 2v2.
Okay. I was thinking more because Alistar can both engage and disengage and peel. So while Leona is more of just a go in and that's it.
That's true.
So I was thinking maybe that Kai'Sa can have Alistar just in the front, tanking all the damage, and I'm pretty sure Alistar can take more damage than Leona can, especially when he has his ultimate up. And then Kai'Sa just kind of, shreds whoever Alistar is hitting. I could be wrong. Again, not a bot lane enthusiast, but that's what I would think would happen. Just looking at, theoretical.
Well, the thing is, Tristana does a lot more damage than Kai'Sa in the early game. So, I mean, if it comes down to, like, both of the AD carries are getting hit, then Kai'Sa's going to take a lot more damage than Tristana for, like, a while early in the 2v2.
Mm-hmm. Though Kai'Sa does have a lot of solo damage. Her Q does a lot of damage if it hits one person. Oh,
that's true. Yeah, got a little bit of brawl up here in the top lane already, chunking each other out down to about half HP, picking up right where they left off in the previous game. Yep. These top laners.
They don't give it a rest.
I've got my logos backwards, guys. I got the overlay back, but my logos are backwards. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can correct that. One of these guys. Sorry, DuckMark. Just a little distracted at the moment.
You're good. No worries.
Let us know what's going on as the buffs spawn here.
He also put Lilac score as 1.
Yeah.
But for anyone who's watching right now, it's a little bit confused. Lilac is on red side, while Redemption is on blue side. Logos are just mixed up right now.
Well, I think I have it correct now, right? Isn't it?
Yep.
Lilac is on red side.
There you go. Lilac a point if you can, and that's it.
I'm trying. My thing is just lagging a little bit. Okay, I think I got it.
No worries.
I think I got it. Okay, nice. Whew, damn, I'm good. Okay. Let's see here. Junglers starting topside. That's kind of interesting. A little bit unusual. Both junglers starting on their topside buff. Going to be pathing down away from this volatile top lane. A little bit surprised by that, as speaking of the devil, top laners hitting each other quite a bit there. Conqueror's stacks, level 2 for set. Omnivamp backing off. Aaron backing off just in time there.
Yeah, we actually see that if Omnivamp is able to hit his sweet spots or his Q, he actually wins those fights. He just wasn't able to because set was already low from not even getting hit by, most of the sweet spots. So if Aaron can, really, hone in on, hitting those knockups.
Okay, we got a 2v1 in the top lanes. Repented, he's going for the outplay here. Gets the nice clapback onto 2, has the haymaker. Flashes forwards, trying to get the there, gets the first blood onto Aaron once again, but he will be traded back this time. Bangrang was in the right place to make that a 1-for-1, but Repented will not be denied that first blood, DuckMark.
He said, I'm getting this kill. I don't care. I'm getting this kill. You're not gonna stop me.
All right.
And that was close.
Oh, yeah, it was close. Trading Scuttle Crabs here. Lilia, do you think 4U's going to look for a bot lane gank here? Pushing?
I think she is.
Away.
If they stay at the position they are, if they push up a little bit, I think she is. Or not.
Oh, Bangerang waiting around here is going to catch out Repented in the top lane once again. The Umbral Chains have been landed. Haymaker available, but Repented, I don't think he has enough in the tank this time around. He will be dropping here. Aaron picks up the kill this time. Meanwhile, the 2v2 breaking out in the bot lane. Ignite dropped onto the Alistar. And Anthony forced to flash away there to keep himself alive. Heal used by the Kaisa as well.
I don't think he actually needed a flash there. I think that was a panic late reaction flash, but you know.
Perhaps.
Oh, wow.
Did decide to commit the summoner spell regardless. And Lilia is still in the area here. Probably is very aware that there are no summoner spells on the Alistar. Is just kind of counter jungling the Krugs away for the time being. Xin Zhao may find the deer here.
Fortunate Kaisa. I saw Kaisa miss that. The cannon minion. Sad.
The deer knew that Xin Zhao was near and will run away. I couldn't think of another rhyme. I apologize. Okay, Facebreaker onto the Aatrox. Aaron may be in a little bit of trouble here. He's got to get out of there. Haymaker, one hit on the Aatrox. Staying alive for now, but Repented looking for it up there. Dragon alive. Cloud Dragon to start us off once again here. It's got
Aaron,
pretty...
I think you need to back soon. Yeah. Try to get some help.
He's like, I'm Aatrox. I have lifesteal. It's fine.
Barely.
Okay, you got a pulverize here. Leona with the Zenith Blade away. Xin Zhao in the area looking for it. Can't find it. Wind will not be lightning today. We got some clear skies here in bottom lane. But the Tristana Leona will be pushed back.
That rhymed. That was a bar.
Thank you.
I tried.
Okay, Haymaker. Wow. Aaron, he has the calculator out. He knows exactly how much punishment he can take here on the Aatrox. Not dropping for a second time just yet. That is going to be first dragon of the game. Going over to Team Redemption here.
Oh, thank you, Reyna, by the way, for 6 months Prime.
Taking a look at that map, say, yeah, look at that farm difference between the junglers, DuckMark. That is absurd.
Lilia is definitely power farming right now, and Xin Zhao is focusing on the ganks.
Yeah.
I think Lilia is just trying to rush for 6. There's not much you can do before that.
Okay, we got a fight breaking out here. Xin Zhao going for a gank once again. He is just all inning on this ganking strategy. Mr. Shmee flashing away right into the waiting arms of Victor. Hits Leona with the death ray. Xin Zhao lands the sweep, goes for the charge, forces the flash out of Javakula. Meanwhile, in the top lane, surprise, surprise, they're still fighting. Facebreaker gets the stun. Aatrox in a lot of trouble here. Showstopper underneath the turret. Repented gets another one. Oh, turret shot. Oh, no! Repented, no! Took the last turret shot for free and traded himself back. That's okay. Alright, we'll just, we'll pretend we didn't see that one, right? Didn't happen.
Oh, no, I saw it.
Okay, well, DuckMark saw it. Probably some people in Twitch chat saw it too. You know,
everyone saw it. Is that a ult? No, he's not gonna ult.
Yeah, but you know, it all kind of comes back to Xin Zhao. Remember, he started his top side, and then he went for like 2 really early ganks on Repented. Just camped the heck out of that set. And for you, with the appropriate punish, stole away his opponent's red buff and Krugs, I believe. So that's a little bit where that big farm lead came from for the Lilia. See if she is able to maintain it or even extend it as we proceed here. Rift Herald should be spawning onto the map. About 10 seconds on Shelly. She'll be joining the party here. Repented, despite that unfortunate death to the tower, still seems to have plenty of priority here for himself. As it appears that Set does indeed win the 1v1. But, and For You is in the area now, looking for it. Aatrox! Okay, so Repented baiting there, trying to set up for a gank from For You, but ends up going down. Now For You wants to make it worthwhile, try to turn it around. Gets a lot of damage down onto the Aatrox, but flash forward from Aaron. Gets a double for himself on the Aatrox. And that's an Aatrox main, guys.
I expected that. I didn't think For You would win that. That was just like, there was no way. I don't think she had the damage to kill him. Almost, but
yeah, For You clearly thought differently, but indeed was not to be.
For You, yep, definitely. For You's different. For You's built different. That's right.
Built different.
But kind of opposite from what we saw last game. Now we have Aatrox in the lead currently. See how what he's gonna buy. I think he's gonna buy a whip. He bought a whip and a phage. So going for the Gore Drinker, of course.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Probably still going to be the Stride Breaker for set, I have to imagine.
Nope, Gore Drinker too.
Oh, really? That the
because he has the Ruby going to go into the phage, so it's going to be Gore Drinker.
Yeah, could be. As Georgia behind enemy lines here, not really an easy way out of this one, and will get cleaned up by Footy Foot on the Kaisa there. So I didn't really see how Galio got into that position. But definitely not where he wanted to be, as top laner is continuing to trade back and forth. Repented getting hit by the chains there. Ooh, the Q3. Aatrox under the tower. Aatrox with a solo bolo under the tower. Repented is in a lot of hurt now. It seemed like he was winning for so long, and then just out of nowhere, he's just getting cut down.
Aatrox didn't even do that. That was a spite kill. That was like a and what?
Okay, Mr. Shmi and Java down here going for an engage onto the Kaisa. Kaisa with the ultimate, trying to get herself away. The exhaust down onto the Tristana as well. Kaisa should be okay here. Alistar popping the ultimate, but Leona with the engage forces the flash out of the enemy support. Down flash forward from Bangarang, gets in there on top of Java, but the stun prevents the Q3 from coming into Tristana, but Tristana will still go down to the Death Ray. And Lilia drops as well. Victor damage already pretty severe here.
Already huge difference from last game. Redemption is redeeming themselves.
Indeed.
Yeah, Bangarang's doing an amazing job of being in the right place at the right time. Really good TP from Aatrox. Set didn't TP. No, he didn't. He just went top. Yep. So that was the Galio TP. I think.
Exactly right.
So yeah, really good. I think the comfort pick on Aatrox and Bangarang are showing. Definitely, Bangarang doing well early game, just as he did last game. But
yeah, and he's almost caught up to the farm of Lilia.
Yeah.
It's only a couple games back.
For You's team is very well known for making comebacks later, so they're not out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they still got some wombo with their combo, so definitely gotta respect that. You know, Galio taunt, Lilia sleep, set things, you know.
Set things, you know.
Yeah, so, we'll see what they can do, but they're down very significantly here. 4,000 already at the 12-minute mark. They're going for a little bit of a dive here as their bottom lane onto the Victor. Leona with the crowd control, Tristana with the damage, and they are able to pick up Fox underneath his own tower there. Nice dive, flawlessly executed, but Leona will be traded back, unfortunately. That's still worth. You still take that trade, but, Leona will die on the back end of it.
Yeah, Galio's gonna get some plates to mid, get as much gold as she can, because kind of behind right now. She's not exactly tanky to just, run in with no care in the world, but, she also doesn't do enough damage to burst. So she's kind of in that weird middle ground, just trying to get some gold to get her proto belt, I'm assuming.
For who?
Galio.
Oh, for Galio. Yeah. Proto belt. Good comment on the Galio. Yeah, definitely needs to be a little bit stronger, I think, before he throws himself into the team fights there. Victor already looking pretty threatening. So is Aatrox.
Oh yeah.
So is Inzao for that matter. So Yeah, lots of damage on the opposing team there.
Aatrox doing here. Aatrox already having the Gore Drinker, and that's a really good buy for him. I feel like if Set doesn't get anti-heal,
2 levels on the Set right now. Set flashing forward, does get the face breaker, tries to get the showstopper, wanted to get Aatrox back into the tower there, couldn't quite find the angle. Does still have the haymaker, Galio ult over the top, but Set is already dead. We do have the sleep now coming down. Aatrox is asleep, he's taunted. Do they have the damage there? He's got the healing. So much healing on the Aatrox. Flashes forward, gets 2 in the 1v3. Aatrox is coming out on top. He doesn't have the flash anymore. He doesn't need it.
No.
Aaron in the 1v3.
That's it. I'm exiting out the game. FF. That's it. That's gone, bro. I told you. Gorge, bro. The second he got Gorge Drinker, instantly he's healing everything.
Yeah, you called that one. We're going for a 2v2 in the bottom lane. Kai'Sa again finding herself in some trouble. Oh, Tristana flashes just to get stunned, but the bomb is enough to finish off the Kai'Sa there. Now Alistar will likely be dropping as well. Has the pulverize, has the headbutt. Doesn't matter. Still going to get shot in the face. And meanwhile, top lane, you know, good job to Java and Mr. Shmee to get, you know, a couple of kills for themselves down there. But you just lost a whole lot more than that.
I think they had to. I think they chose to engage because they knew that they were losing so much top, so they tried to get something in return. You know, anything.
Well, they did. They succeeded.
Yeah, they did. So it's better than nothing.
Absolutely. The gold lead has grown slightly. It's up to 5,000 now. Taking a couple of turrets will do that to a gold lead. But blue team red rather, did just lose a turret of their own in the bottom side there, due to their bottom lane getting 2v2'd. We're going to have third dragon of the game here, spawning onto the map in about a minute. It's going to be Ocean Soul this time around, DuckMark. What are you expecting as we close in on this Ocean Soul point for Team Redemption? What is this going to look like?
Well, Aatrox gets that Ocean Soul. Don't even bother. Just stay in your fountain and just let them in. There is no way you are killing that Aatrox with anti-heal or not. If he gets that Ocean Soul, there's no possible way. I believe he's getting a Sterix gauge too, so he's gonna be unkillable.
Oh, Solar Eclipse, not really where Mr. Shmee wanted it that time around, and repented on the wrong side of the lane here. Does get the stun on the Aatrox, but he's still down 2 levels. And this Aatrox is going to be healing quite a bit here. We got the Showstopper going in now, is repented, but Aatrox with the Q3 Gore Drinker auto attack combo, able to finish off the boss once again there. 7 deaths on repented this game as Xin Zhao going in. We got a nice double pulverize from the Alistar. We got Leona escaping underneath her tower, though. Pretty tanky is the Leona. Able to survive that one.
What a turn of events, top lane. Like, completely, like, 180.
Oh, from the previous game? Yeah. From the beginning of this game, too, honestly, as we see Xin Zhao going in once again here. Does get the Q3 onto Lilia, and Kai'Sa with the follow-up. Killer Instinct able to claim another one is Fruity Fruit there. And, yeah, I mean, his Set was even doing so good in the first few minutes. He got a couple of solo kills, if I recall correctly.
Right.
But from that point on, it's just, ever since he got killed off trying to set up for that gank from the Lilia, that was the turning point. And Aatrox has just been running the side lane ever since.
Yeah.
And that was third dragon.
I think I said before the game started, I was like, either Aatrox or Victor is going to be like deciding factor. I think I said Victor, but it's actually Aatrox. This deciding factor for Redemption right now. This is the same thing that Lilac was.
All right, we got a fight once again here. We got a teleport coming down though. That's going to be Aatrox joining the fray, and that means Team Lilac have got to run for the hills. Leona flashing over the wall, forces the flash follow out from Kai'Sa. Leona will die, but trading the flashes there is a pretty decent look. That tower is barely hanging on. Java, you should probably just run away here, because Aatrox is going to kill that tower, and you are next. So wisely backing off there was Java Kula. And Team Redemption is going to continue the push.
Kai'Sa actually fed now. Like she's good. She's chilling. She's actually ahead of Tristana. So
got a rotation here into mid lane. Nice proto belt to dodge away from the lightning there, but it just doesn't matter. The audacious charge was enough to secure the necessary damage to finish off the Galio there. Is Alistar alive? Oh, Alistar survived that tower shot somehow. Good for him. Ooh, almost caught him out there with Mr. Shmee, but the Alistar successfully able to complete the recall. Cow returning to base.
I'm not. Yeah, now Lilac's in the position that Redemption was last game. So,
yeah,
what do you think Redemption needs to do right now
Lilac?
In order? Sorry. Yes. Lilac. Sorry. My bad. What does Lilac need to do in order to come back from 18-5?
I got the overlay all set up correctly and everything, man. Come on, that should have been a layup. Just kidding. Yeah, Team Lilac, they're in a lot of trouble. They're going for an engage here. Mr. Shmee has the Solar Flare onto Kaisa. Kaisa eating a lot of damage here from the explosive shot, but Victor had the teleport, and he is now in mid lane, dropping the Chaos Storm right on Tristana's head, and Tristana did not have the reset on the rocket jump, not able to get away from that one. Mr. Shmee now does have the Zenith Blade back up, and he almost has the damage, but Alistar arrived just in time to get the Leona off of his marksman, and we got a little bit of a supportal combat here in the topside river, but they're going to give up on that one eventually. And meanwhile, Aaron took mid lane tier 1. More towers going down for Team Lilac. Walls closing in around them. I mean, they could play around the Tristana, who just died, is probably their best bet, but not going so well, as Aatrox continuing to go in here. Galio in a lot of trouble. One more hit. He's down. Aaron gets another one. Lilia forced to run for the hills. Going to be mid lane tier 2 dropping here. I think DuckMark, I think Team Redemption may be trying to beat Team Lilac's game time from game number 1.
Yeah, what was their game time last game? About 30 minutes?
Unfortunately, I don't quite recall, but I really wish I remembered.
I know it's more than this, that's for sure. I want to say it's like at least 30.
Probably something like that. Mr. Shmee going for it once again here. The Gravity Well is going to lock him up, though. Leona now does have the W, barely clinging to life right now, Mr. Shmee, but he will be able to walk away. They will not be able to contest the Baron, however, as Team Repented is just way too strong at this point in the game, and Team Lilac cannot even get close. Dropping the Solar Flare over the wall, hoping for a miracle. Can't find it. Now Mr. Shmee will be giving over his life for that attempt. Alistar claiming the last hit there for some reason. That's okay. Cows should get kills too, I suppose.
Yeah, just what is it? Padding his KDA for the standings.
Right. Ocean Soul, 30 seconds. Team Lilac, what do you have to say about this? They know that their opponents went for a reset. They're moving towards the bottom side river here, but this is DuckMark. This is definitely smelling like a repeat of last game. Remember that dragon fight last game?
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Normally, yes. Normally I would say like let the soul go because you're so behind, but because it's an Aatrox soul, you cannot like just give this up for free. You have to try, because if you don't, you just lose.
Well, Dragon has already been started up here. It's already gone. Team Lilac didn't have time to even get near it, as Mr. Shmee is in the middle of a bunch of people. Georgia coming over the top, gets a nice knock up with the Galio ultimate, but they're just not doing any damage. Team Redemption running over the fight once again. Repented, forced to get out of there. Set wasn't even in there for the fight, and now he's going to get knocked up. He has the showstopper. He gets a nice stun onto 3, but it just doesn't matter. Set, it gets obliterated. Cow gets a second one, and the Nexus is only a matter of time.
Alright, well, on to the next game.
1-1. We're getting all 3 games tonight, DuckMark. You excited?
Yeah. Yeah, I can delay my dinner now. I have nowhere to be.
Yeah, I mean, both games were pretty one-sided, as we got Mr. Shmee going down once again here. He was able to trade himself for the Alistar this time, so that's something, but that's about all they're going to get. as the last few members of Team Lilac will be cleaned up here. Yep, there goes the Tristana. Nice W from the Kaisa. Get that last kill there. But yeah, it seemed like both teams kind of stuck to their guns in terms of champion select.
I like it though. I mean, Lilac came on strong, but Redemption like fired right back with even like they fired back even harder. So, I mean, what are you gonna answer? What's the answer from both teams for Game 3? Now it's like neutral. It's like
yeah. It's just the best of one now.
State right now.
Yeah. Exactly right, man. Pretty rough game for pretty much everybody on Team Lilac. I mean, Tristana did okay. 3-3 was Java on the Tristana, but the rest of his team kind of got destroyed there. So you know, I know you just said that we're in a little bit of an even situation here, since you know we've seen pretty much the same thing from both teams, both games. Our series is tied 1-1, but I have to imagine that the momentum is on the side of Team Redemption.
On Redemptions, yep, correct. Yeah, 100%. 100% right. Yeah, they just came out of winning a game. I mean, now they're going into their third game right after. Like they have the mindset. They just naturally have the mindset to go in. They have the momentum. Like they just have it. They have the mental preparation. Like they have that advantage over Lilac currently going into Game 3. So Lilac just needs to do a reset. Say, all right, that game didn't happen. It's all right. Just fix what we did wrong and go into the second game with just clean slate. It's a completely new game. Anything can happen.
Aaron Omnivamp easily with the most damage here in game number 2 on the Aatrox. About 5,000 ahead of his closest competition, which was his own mid laner. Do you expect Aatrox to be banned for game number 3, DuckMark?
Yes, absolutely. They are not letting Aatrox through after him literally, 1v3ing one after another. There's a raid boss. There's no way they're going to let it through.
That's exactly when the game was over, when he won the 1v3 in top lane.
I was like, it's come. Just FF now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm with you there, man. So what do you think Team Lilac, Aatrox ban aside, will they be sticking to a similar strategy here, drafting all this crowd control, all this team fighting for themselves?
I think they want to go back to the Morgana. I think Morgana was a very vital role to Lilac's playstyle composition, because For You is very experienced with Morgana jungle. And when you're good at Morgana jungle, then you're probably good at landing snares. You're good at landing snares, you're probably going to be getting kills. And Morgana being such a safe jungler, there's nothing really the enemy jungler can do to engage on you, especially if Bangarang goes Xin Zhao again. Which it's very apparent that he likes to play normally like AD engage junglers, like the type to either dash at you or run straight at you to engage on you. And Morgana is really good to counter that. All she has to do is block shoot herself and she won't get CC'd, and she throws a snare at you and there's nothing you can do. So I think For You needs to go, For You needs to change something.
Yeah, I mean, such a great start on the Lilia, right? He had double Xin Zhao's farm, but it wasn't enough. He ended up losing that advantage pretty quickly, and in the end, wasn't able to get a whole lot done with the Lilia. So yeah, I think that could be key for you switching back to the Morgana or something. At least it's not the Lilia, perhaps.
Don't think we have a draft yet. We do not.
We'll take some more time to look at the beautiful post-game screen here. So we're all tied up in the series right now, man, 1-1. But who's your front runner if you had to pick right now for player of the series, who are you watching?
It comes down to I don't. It's equally down to Repented and Aaron.
Oh, so you think the top
Actually, no.
laner of the
Actually,
winning
no.
team is going to be?
Actually, no. It's tough. You can easily argue that it could also be For You and Bangarang because they are both doing just as much, if not probably more, that you know, besides just KDA, that for their team. I mean, Bangarang, both games has been very consistent. So if you want to go with consistency, then I think Bangarang is the way to go for MVP because he played like he performed the same both games, regardless of the situation, win or lose. He performed the same, and
Yeah,
consistently
consistency.
is the best thing you could have in a team.
It is important in the game of League of Legends being consistent. Absolutely agree with you there. We'll just have to see how Game 3 goes, I suppose, just to know, who really is deserving of that title of Player of the Series. I'm not sure how much longer we expect to run the delay here.
I was just invited, and I think they'll probably be inviting you in a second here.
Alrighty, then I will.
If not, I can. Not I can. There we go. Got you.
Have you looked at the trailer for the new champion?
Yes, I have. Akshan, unfortunately disabled for a gap until further notice, but he looks like honestly, like he looks like an Overwatch character.
Okay, interesting. I played a bit of Overwatch, not much, but
he has the essence of an Overwatch character. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's the grapple. I feel like it's the grapple hook.
Yeah. What's the Overwatch character?
But also his design. Just like art style, like his model feels very Overwatch-ish. But the grapple, Widowmaker has a grapple in Overwatch. I feel like someone else might have a grapple. Probably not. I think I'm just tripping. But yeah, Widowmaker's the one with the grapple. Yeah, he feels very Overwatch to me.
Yeah.
But he also looks very overloaded, as most champions these days are. He has a type of mobility that we've never seen before, and the only kind of similar thing is Camille's hook, Camille's grapple. So but he takes it to a whole nother level, and he has another 3-hit passive. We know Riot loves 3-hit passives.
Not excited.
Yeah, he's gonna be a completely new champion. Yeah, Wookiee. He does remind me of a Disney character. You're absolutely right. I feel like he should be in like. Oh, I feel like he should be in what's that movie? Oh my god, what's that movie? The one with.
It's just sounding worse and worse. I'm getting less and less excited.
No, not Aladdin. The one with Patrick Warburton. It's like in this like not Mayan, like Aztec civilization setting, and these two guys they like go undercover. Yes, road to that one. What she said in chat, that one. Road to El Dorado. Yeah, he seems very that. Good. The game isn't showing up on.
Yes, I am aware of that. Sorry, Twitch chat. I'm just changing the score right now.
Okay. No worries.
One of the teams for Team Redemption.
No worries.
Rather. But I will come back to the client now. I just figured I had time since nothing was really happening.
Yeah, you're good. No worries. Ugh. stretching, getting some water.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna grab myself a little drink as well. While the teams are discussing their game plan, I would, throw some music up here for you, Twitch chat, but I don't want to break everything. So, play some music for yourselves. Get yourselves a snack or something.
We also don't want to get copyrighted.
True.
Gotta play some. Have to play some unlicensed music. Let's sing "Happy Birthday."
All right, see you later.
Yeah. Hopefully starting soon. I like that. I like one of your friends, someone on your friends list, their status. Kazuto. Let's go, Kazuto. Going strong. Don't worry, it's in our don't worry, it goes with Twitch term of service. It goes with the.
Oh, have you checked out the they released like some music. It was like I don't really want to call it an album. It's kind of long for an album. It's like a playlist. It's called Sessions with like the Vi animation. Have you listened to that? It's like lo-fi music.
Vi, like on Spotify or on YouTube?
Yeah, it is on Spotify. I think it's on in a few different places. It's on YouTube and Spotify for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, if you like lo-fi, I'm pretty sure that we'd be allowed to play that as well. I mean, I have a pretty strong feeling that would be fine, but not necessary, as we are going to be moving into Champion Select for game number 3 here, guys. Not using the website this time, I guess. Or did the draft already happen and I just never got a link? What's going on here?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Interesting.
I have absolutely no clue.
We're watching something here, so that's
we're
good.
Just
that's
watching the draft.
For. Yeah, we're just gonna watch the draft.
Okay, no, apparently the draft was done without us, so no worries.
All right, well we can
they're
still
just
talk
redoing
about
what they did.
I imagine the bans are probably consistent. Yeah, there's the Aatrox ban. Okay, so that answers our question about Aatrox being banned, and Nocturne's still banned as well. That seems pretty important. We won't know what order the picks were for either team, unfortunately, but we could still talk about the team compositions at least.
Yeah, so far we see the Viego top lane. That's new. Aaron going for the set this time, so he's taking the set away.
Interesting. Volibear for Bangarang. Opting out of the Zinzao, I guess, as it appears to be available but not picked. And for you, back to the Morgana, just like you were hoping to see there, DuckMark.
Back to sleep then.
Corki versus Akali in the mid lane. That's going to be an interesting one. Both champions that like to scale, although I have to imagine that Akali will probably come online a little bit before the Corki.
Akali, okay, so after Akali's change, like her most recent change, they made her more so that she actually scales a lot better now. She scales way harder into the late game, so she's actually kind of a mid to late game champ now. Although a good Akali is good no matter what.
Sure.
But yeah, she's more of a late game champion now, more of a late game assassin who can just pop someone. Depending on the build she goes, you can either go Riftmaker or Night Harvester or Protobelt sometimes, though I think the general opinion is that Riftmaker is the better option. But as a Katarina player who actually doesn't go Riftmaker and I actually go Night Harvester instead of Riftmaker, so it's the same kind of situation, I feel like a good Akali can definitely take advantage of the Night Harvester build and just like go for one shot. On Corki's side, he just wants to scale. That's it. He builds tier. He just gets his like 2 to 3 item power spike, and that's all he wants to do.
It's a little bit of a different
both
look from
definitely do
Georgia.
scale.
Georgia on the
Actually,
Nico and the Galio in the previous games, playing a lot for the
Yes.
team.
Yes, from the 2 previous games, definitely a switch up. But she actually has played Corki against me, so she does play it.
Sure. And Corky can do some similar things, right? Once he has the package, his roaming becomes very threatening. Just like, we've already seen Georgia do a lot of roaming in the previous 2 games, but the difference is you're going to want Corky to be more of a carry, whereas Nico and Galio were really there to provide CC and, in Galio's case, a little bit of frontline. But Corky, really, he's going to be wanting to do the damage. So, going to need items for that. And, so gonna be seeing how Georgia can time those roams with her power spikes, if they're able to effectively utilize that Corky mid to pressure the side lanes and that sort of thing. It is gonna be Fruity Fruit on the Kaisa once again here for game number 3. Liked how that felt in game number 2, I suppose. And going up against Misfortune Pike this game. Wow, I don't think I've seen Mr. Shmee on Pike yet. What do you think about our bot lane for game number 3 here, DuckMark?
I think Mr. Shmee does actually play Pike. I do remember.
See if I can find those stats for us.
Could be wrong though. This is a scaling team from both sides.
Pike is his second most played, actually.
Yeah. So, scaling team from both sides. I'm trying to figure out who scales harder. I want to say, I'm pretty sure.
I think you gotta give it to Corky. Yeah.
Lilac definitely scales harder because they have more champions that scale. Though Redemption does have a lot more CC on their hands, but we do see a little bit another poke/pick comp from Lilac with the Morgana and the Pike and the Corky.
Yeah.
So, and then we have a more team fighty comp from Redemption.
That seems like the key distinction to me, is that, yes, Team Lilac's composition can get picks. They're good at getting picks. They like getting picks. But and as far as team fight structure goes, they do not have the same tools that they had in the previous 2 games. Especially when you compare their composition to the composition of their opponents. Team Redemption this game have, like you said, DuckMark, drafted so much crowd control and team fighting and frontline for themselves. It's kind of almost absurd how much frontline they have. So yeah, that's definitely interesting to me. We will see if Team Lilac is able to, set up fights effectively. Remember in game number 1, the game that Team Lilac was victorious in, they were able to get picks before a lot of those neutral objectives spawned, and they were able to take a lot of objectives uncontested in that way. So probably looking for a similar kind of strategy here.
Someone's typing to me and I'm trying to get them to stop.
No worries, man.
I feel like Redemption really wants to take advantage of how bulky they are.